welcome everybody to our latest Discord Q&A. This one is brought to you by our partners at Socios. What we did ahead of this event is that there was a fan token vote where all of our kind of Socios fans, people who own the OG Socios fan token, could basically vote on which member of our current Dota roster they wanted to hold a Q&A with, and of course they chose Captain Fantastic, the lovely Misha himself. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So, we have a bunch of different questions. The way this is going to work is that I asked the members of the Discord to submit their questions. Some of them submitted just questions that they want me to read out. Some of them marked their questions that they would want to ask it themselves via voice. So when we get to those questions, I will pull them into the call with us, and then they can ask their questions directly to the pair of us. So the first question, then, Misha, is from one of our moderators of the Discord called Willie. He's asking how you're feeling after the incredible debut of the roster. Because it has been a great start to the DPC season for you guys with the fourth place finish in the first tour. Do you just want to talk a bit about how you're feeling about the team and how this first tour has gone?
I definitely have a very good feelings. I didn't actually expect us to perform that well from the beginning. Then we had a little moment where we were a bit hesitant at how we should play, and we didn't perform well. We lost some matches after a good start, but we still found our game closer to the end of the DPC, and we feel like we are in a pretty good shape, and we know what to do now. So I feel like this first DPC season helped me to know people better and helped people to know my ideas better and everything. And now I actually understand where we should be moving and how to work on our weaknesses. Yeah, so really good feelings in the end.
Oh, that's amazing to hear, especially kind of, because it can't have been easy with it being a completely new roster. I think only Amar and BZM have played together in the past, so as far as I'm aware. So it's great to kind of hear that you've first of all got off to a great start, but also that the mood is good, that there's a lot of room to grow, but also that the performances have been good, and by the sounds of things, the environment within the team sounds great as well. The next question then is from one of our gardeners, Will. He's asking, well, I'm going to read it out word for word, and I'm going to let you answer that as best you can. He says, "Hi Misha, it's about time I ask, but do you and Notel share hair tips during boot camp?"
No, we don't.
Who do you think has the better hair of the two of you? Do you reckon that he should copy your routine, or do you reckon that you can take notes from his?
Yeah, he's much more dedicated. I definitely should copy his. Yeah.
Next up, we've got someone called Vlatcool, who's asking. They've said, "Hi Misha, I wanted to ask how people have come to know you in the Dota 2 professional scene. How did I think they're referring to OG here? How did OG kind of discover that you were kind of obviously so good at the game, and but also how did you start to see the game in a different way?"
Vlad, cool. Hi. If you are asking how OG noticed me as a player, then I believe it's a bit of coincidence and a bit of trying from my part. I played a lot of games and played a lot of games with Seb and against him and ranked, and I added him for two reasons. First of all, I respect him, and second of all, I had an idea that I could be a coach for their team. So basically, I offered that. Yeah, and this is how they got to know me. So basically, he liked how I played, and he accepted the invite and listened to me, and it all started working, and we talked to each other. That's how they got to know me. And the second part, you asked how did they discover that I'm so good at the game and having those ideas of seeing the game in a different way. I see. I mean, yeah, I think it was actually a test at the first time. If it wouldn't go so well, I think we could have ended our partnership in like 7 days or even less. I think I didn't have any like real connection. It was only like a tryout, and it just went well from the start. I think we had very similar views on the game anyway, because like very big part of my Dota picture and the way I see the game is influenced by their games and the games they have played. Yeah, so I think yeah, it just went pretty good from the start.
Amazing. So it's just a case of you guys kind of playing pubs, then starting speaking with Seb, and then from there, kind of getting the opportunity to try out as a coach. I believe that was around the time of the TI qualifiers, wasn't it? Like kind of not long before that.
It was after Anna left the team and before TI qualifiers, and we also played one little tournament before, and yeah, that's all.
Zip Seb has asked, "Hi Misha, who do you think has the most beautiful hair from the current or former roster, and why is it Yuragi?"
I mean, from the current or former roster. I mean, I think Topias has a pretty underrated hair. Yeah, I would choose him. Yeah, I think he's super underrated, and Yuragi is the best.
I agree, especially that photo of Thompson. I think at True Sight when he's wearing the red suit and he has like the really big hair is just like that is an amazing OG hair moment right there. So we have another question from Sam. They've asked, "Hi Misha, which hero is the best support and why is it Jakiro?"
I mean, first of all, the best support is Jakira, and Jakira is the best support because it has stun, slow, it's fat, it has a lot of armor. It can be position 3, it can be position 5, it can be position 4, it can be position 2, it can be position 1. And his ulti became the best ulti in the game after people discovered Aghanim, I guess. So yeah, and it has sick talents. So yeah, it's the best hero in the game.
One thing we're seeing a lot at the minute in high-level pubs and in Pro Dota is like the core Jakiro. So we're seeing it normally, I think normally as an offlaner now. I was just wondering what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah,
do you think it's good? Do you think it's strong, or do you think it's maybe a little bit overrated?
No, it is absolutely strong. You can break it. There are heroes that are good against it on pos 5, on pos 1, but I think it definitely has found its place in the meta because it deserves to be there. Hero is incredibly good in the trend that got popular, right? It completely ignores living armor and it's crazy, and a lot of other synergies, and like this ice spot spell is actually like pretty sick, and people found Witchblade build, and I think it is pretty powerful, and they build travels and the hero becomes very fast and gets to those talents pretty fast. I think Jakiro position 3 is a very strong hero, yeah. I respect it a lot.
Well, cool. I'm gonna clip that and I'm gonna send it to my friends who I play Dota with, and hopefully they'll stop complaining about me picking it. So our next question is from another one of our gardeners, Daddy Bontang. He's asking, what mentality should you have as position 5, like kind of regardless of whether you have good teammates or not?
I think the best you can do for your team is usually playing for your course, because you are playing pos 5, and usually if your mid laner is strong, then you are strong. If your carry is strong or offlane is strong, you can play with him and you will also be strong. You will play off him. So try to find someone in the game who you can empower. For example, you can play for mid laner and control water runes for him and real runes, and then he will become strong, and then you will follow him and you will play with him. And if you see that your mid is bad, then you can try to play for your carry or for offlane, something like that. It doesn't matter they're bad or not. And if every lane is lost, then GG. But yeah, I will try to look for opportunities.
You're looking for that hero or a couple of heroes on your team which you need to like activate, right? You want them to take over the game basically.
Or which could activate me.
Yeah.
At which angle you look.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, got to make your Jakiro strong somehow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sexy B is asking how. Well, they've said, "Hey Misha, how would you rate your opponents in the upcoming regional finals? And how would you rank them in order of difficulty and preparation needed to take them down?"
I think they're all very strong teams. I don't know how I would rank all of them, but I definitely look forward to see what we can do to Tundra, because we tried to improve our game a lot from every game we played against them, and I think they taught us a lot, and it helped us to beat Secret and Nigma afterwards, and I think we will become much stronger after that. We have some ideas how to do that, and yeah, I really just want to see how can we fight this team next time. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I can't wait to watch these regional finals. I think when I found out that they were in Feb and we had like what was it, like kind of 3-4 weeks, I was a little bit heartbroken because I was really enjoying the Dota, but also glad because it gives everyone a lot of time to prepare. So I know those finals are going to be amazing to watch. So we have a question from Q. They're asking, what significant changes are you hoping that the game will have in the next patch?
Small items, like they added Fluffy Head. It's fun. There is Sage Mask. There is Stick. But like there is Raindrop. But I don't feel like it's enough. I feel like the choice is pretty poor when I try to like craft some item builds for suppers for like first like 8 minutes. If I want to fill 6 slots, I find it very strange that I actually can't. Like, for example, what if I want to have like 6 items in my inventory? What do I need to buy? And like sometimes like already 4th or like 6th item or 5th item is like some garbage item like Circlet or Raindrops that like is not even like going to transform into anything. So I think they should work on it. It would be more fun to play early game.
Yeah. I would love kind of some variety. I swear I buy the same items every game. So yeah, I'm 100% behind that. Next up, we've got Low Priority Queen. If she's here.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Hi.
yep. Hey.
Hey Misha, big fan here from Bangladesh. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on the DPC placement, and then I have a question actually, and this is so I actually wanted to know what made you pick Amar, BZM, and Uragi for the team, and did you anticipate any difficulties you might have to face in the future while working alongside such young players when you picked them? That's my question. Thank you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you. Thanks for the question. I mean, I definitely understood that those three players are not experienced in terms of what to do in some competitive match when you're playing like against a good team, when it's like map 1, map 2, map 3 and a lot of team fights and a lot of stuff is happening. Maybe they lack some experience there, but I think that's some common misconception that new players that are like 16-year-old, 17-year-old, even 15-year-old, that they're like new to the game or they do not understand something. Actually, they're much more deep into the game because they play more. For example, Amar, he plays like the most, I guess, right now in our team. And Yuragi was like rank 1, and they all try really hard and they play so much. And I think they understand how to actually play the game much better than some players that play for a long time, that are relaxed right now. So actually, it's not such a. I didn't expect them to be lost or anything. I actually expected a lot of help from those young players, and I expected to learn from them. And I'm doing it right now. I'm teaching some things to them, but I'm really interested what do they have in their heads because they're pretty good players. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, and good luck on the upcoming regional finals.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome. Okay, so next up, Viola da Gamba has asked. They've said, "Hi Misha, I would like to know if you do any sports activities for compensation or just for fun. Are you interested in any sports?"
I am interested. I'm interested in basketball. I watch NBA. I'm planning to start playing a bit with my friends, trying to force them to go. They're too lazy. I'm trying. I played tennis recently. I do think all the sports are fun because I think sports and esports, it's all connected, and I think it all works on with the same mechanisms. From what I see in some basketball, how players talk, and at what they think, I find it extremely interesting that sports are very similar to Dota, and I really have a lot of fun tracking the highest competition there. But overall, I don't actually spend much time doing sports in real life, and I have a feeling that I should, and I won't. I'm spending a lot of time with Dota, and maybe I should find a bit more time because I really do enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I mean, you're kind of certainly not the first one to talk about the connection that's there between esports and conventional sports. I think whenever there's a new like documentary about like basketball or American football or something, it somehow like Dota Twitter just transforms into everyone talking about this, like The Last Dance when that came out, So I think there's a lot of truth there in terms of this lessons that are able to be learned from one to the other. Next up, we've got Poopy, who's one of our moderators. They're going to come on and ask a question. They've got 2 quick questions for you.
Hey Misha, hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for doing this. I've actually got 2 questions, if that's okay. First one is, how did you feel when you were chosen captain for this new OG roster, and how do you feel about it now that some time has passed? Did anything change? Maybe you were feeling nervous before, but you're more confident now, that sort of thing. And the second one is more connected to mental health. We all know how toxic people can get online after you guys lose a series. So I was wondering, how do you guys manage to deal with those comments, and if there is anything you do to switch off, kinda to try not to let it get to your head and affect your mental health?
Understood. Thanks for your questions. So about the first one, I mean, it's pretty surrealistic for me to this day that I was chosen as the captain. I mean, before it happened, I realized there is a chance like that, but I knew it's like super small and most likely it's not going to happen, and I didn't ever actually expected it, and it surprised me a lot, and I had to prepare for that. I had to do a lot of homework also before we started playing with the team to prepare and to improve my own game and stuff. It comes with a lot, and it felt great from the first second and very inspiring, and it's still like that to this day. But what changed is I finally found some peace, and I can enjoy it because we don't have like those rough first weeks when you lose everything because you just started playing together, and now we understand some basics of the game and we can do some things and you can start to have fun, and fun is like becoming better or fun just outside of the game, and now it's very enjoyable on top of that. So I really feel great, and nothing has changed. um, um, Second question. I mean, it doesn't get to me, it doesn't get under my skin that people in the internet can flame us. So it's not a big deal of dealing with those comments. But what gets to you is are the dark feelings because you feel bad because you lost, and you feel bad because maybe you misplayed, or maybe you as a team weren't good enough, or maybe something, and it really can get very dark, and those emotions are pretty hard actually. Every time you lose, even a scrim, even if we are like practicing before the officials or something, sometimes we lose a game and we are like super tilted and stuff, and it's normal. It happens, but the question is how can we deal with it, and what are we doing to switch off? I mean, first of all, we are trying to talk about it. We are not a silent team. We are a team that talks about our problems, about things that are trying to get to us, as you said, and we are trying to be super vocal about our emotions to our teammates, and we support each other. And I think we help each other to get through bad moments. Yeah, and we bounce back together.
Well, thank you once again for doing this, and wish you guys lots of luck into the next games.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye.
And next up on our questions, we've got Easy Replay. They've asked, hey Misha, I assume you've traveled a bit before, but where would you like to go the most? If you could go anywhere in the world, like what is top of your bucket list?
I mean, if I could go anywhere, maybe I would love to see Africa. Yeah, I think it might be pretty interesting. I don't think I'm interested in something else. I think that's on my list, only Africa. Yeah.
No, I agree. There's a I know a few South African guys. I know there's like quite a there's a fairly big Dota community there, but I think the issue is like they're kind of often I'm not sure if it's like a ping issue, but we don't see that kind of Africa treated as a region, like kind of how we have the Dota regions. So I would love to see that kind of stuff in the future as well. Who knows? Maybe one day in the future, if like the kind of South African scene develops more, then possibly. Who knows? Okay. Next up, and I don't know what this person's called because their username is just a bunch of faces. They've asked, what's the hardest thing you've ever been through? How did you get through it, and how did it affect who you are uniquely today?
Hardest thing I've been through. I mean, I haven't had like a very hard, tough moments in my real life. I will split those, like Dota life and real life. I didn't actually have such an incident. I know what you're trying to refer to, that some people may have something that have changed their lives, but I didn't have anything life-changing like that. But in my Dota life, um, I think I've had a lot of very tough moments. Some moments hit pretty hard. I never wanted to give up, but I lost a lot. I've been playing competitive Dota for like, I don't know, maybe 6 years to this point, and I only now started winning. And I've been through a lot, and most of the times I've been a captain. So I wasn't kicked, but usually team just got destroyed, because after you get to some amount of losing, your team just either tries to kick someone or someone doesn't want to play with someone, and if you even try to like persuade them or force them to stay, team will just like explode. It will not. It will just disband. So something will happen if you lose, like often, if you lose non-stop. And those moments happened in my teams, and it was pretty hard because you create a team, you put a lot into that, and if you created it, it means you believe in it. It's not that you joined and it didn't work and you're like, okay, I'm going to go further. You created that, you really thought it's going to work, and you worked, and it didn't, and it feels bad, and it happened a lot of times, like 5, 6, I don't know. Yeah, that's not fun part. Yeah, I think, yeah, and losing qualifiers in CS for the whole life, also not a fun part, because even I think Collapse or someone from Team Spirit said that CS qualifiers are harder than TI. I know it's a joke, but there is a bit of truth in that. Those CS quals, I will never forget them. They're ultra hard. I know they don't look like that, but it's a massacre, bloodbath. Yeah, that's basically.
Is there anything in particular that you think kind of makes it so so painful to play through? Is it kind of just the level of Dota is really high, or is it like kind of everybody knows each other? There's a bit of like personal like grudges and relationships in there.
First of all, everybody knows each other very well for a lot of years already, so they know how you play, they know what you pick, they make perfect bans. Second of all, they definitely are the best laning region, and the CS has always like been, I mean not always, but for last 2-3 years, I think CS dominated in laning, like always, against all the teams. We're talking about VP, different rosters, we're talking about some Gambit, good rosters, even Flight to Moon, even Navi, a lot of teams, and they all contain similar players, and they all dominated from the early game. And I think competition there is very high because both teams are trying to do very similar things, and they're very high leveled. Later, maybe CS Dota not so strong. Like in the mid game, late game, maybe a lot of different things happen, and that's why it's not stable at all. But a lot of talents there. I think this is the thing. I think CS has a lot of talents and super talented players, and they have a lot of like top 100 players. Like I feel like almost like 30 or 40% are like from CS, and they all play so good. And I see them every day, and competition is very high. Everyone very good. Yeah, so a lot of similar teams are actually like fighting each other, and it's super random, And sometimes it's you're high, low, and yeah, those quals are very hard.
Okay, well, I mean, hopefully I will never play in one of those because it sounds awful.
Yeah,
in a good way. Okay, so we're actually just going to quickly loop back round to Dave's question because I believe he's just showed up now. The voice question from earlier. Dave, I'm just going to send you an invite now to bring you on stage.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Dave.
Misha.
Nice to meet you again.
Oh. honestly, Misha, still really happy, because of the last random academy. I'm still happy about it, honestly.
Nice to hear.
And yes, I won so many pop ranks because of you, by the way.
Really? Cool.
Anyway, I'm just going to go to the question, if that's okay, because
Absolutely.
So, I was actually wondering, because like how to manage the entire team emotional condition during the game, right? Whenever they're being put, let's say when you are on a game and then you get the pushback. Let's say Amar doesn't have the farm he needed or everything, or maybe because like the enemy just ban everything, like the draft didn't work out, or you cannot get the draft that you want. How do you manage the team emotional condition, by the way?
Yeah, I understood the question. Understood. Thanks. It happens. It happens sometimes. I understood what you're talking about. Sometimes it can not only happen from the draft. It can happen, for example, you're laning somewhere. I don't know, off lane, carry, mid, and you get shut down, and your game is destroyed, and they pressure you, and you don't have help. And it's not because your teammates are bad. It's because your teammates are maybe also pressured, or they have other things to do, and you feel like that, like you said, you don't feel good. And I think actually a lot of people think that the best way is to support and say like don't give up, you're the best. But I don't think it's like that in reality. I think in real game the best help you can give to the player that is being shut down is being strong yourself. You have to, if he's going to get shut down, there is a chance he is going to be less vocal, there is a chance he's going to contribute less to the game. It's not always the case. I would say it's pretty rarely the case. But if it happens, I think people should step up and take a bit more on themselves, and maybe sometimes ignore this absolutely, and keep playing for their own game, and let them, like, okay, you didn't get the hero you wanted, you are getting destroyed, let them destroy you the whole game. We are just going to be strong with our heroes, and we're gonna beat them, and you're gonna catch up, do whatever you want. Because if you all try to help, if you all try to recover, if you all try to talk to him, first of all, if you talk during the game about something like that, you're already slowing down the game. You can't talk about emotions during the game. And second of all, if you help him inside the game, you slow down the game, because instead of destroying the enemies, you are helping your own teammates, and it does no damage to enemies. Yeah, so basically I think you just have to step up if this happens. We are all professionals. Nobody's like going to get tilted, you know. He will recover and he will contribute to the game. I think it will help him the most. Yeah, if he'll be left alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, by the way.
I'll move you
Yep.
back to the audience now, and we'll move on to the next question. Thanks again, Dave. So the next question is from Niklas. Dave asked, "Hey Misha, do you think it's better to know how to use lots of heroes but on an average or normal level, or to know a few heroes on a really high level?"
I mean, it definitely would be. I mean, it's about the balance. If you first of all, you have to understand a lot of heroes on a normal level. That's like the minimum to play the game, because you are going to play against those heroes and you have to feel them sometimes. And if you don't play them, maybe you don't feel their spells that much. You think that you feel, but you are wrong. But if you already have a good understanding of everything, then there are two ways you can keep playing everything, anything that fits the game, pick different heroes every game, or you can spam one hero. I mean, I think sometimes spamming one hero definitely helps to look at Dota at a different angle, and it helps you to I don't know, to tunnel vision on something and become better at something, I think it's good, but I don't think you should only do this. I think it's about the healthy balance. Sometimes you definitely should spam, but the other day you should think about the whole picture.
Awesome. What about randoming? How do you feel about people who random in pub games? Is that do you think it's fun, or do you think it's annoying when people do that?
I
Okay.
randomed two games ago and won with post 5 Magnus in 20 minutes, so I do think randoming is good. And I think everyone should random at the start of the game.
Well, there we go, guys. If you're listening in, your next pub game, you have to random. Misha said so.
Yeah.
And yeah, go kick some ass, guys. The next question is from Salton. They've asked, both you and Tiger have opted to play the more traditional sacrificial supports. However, we've been seeing a lot of supports playing a bit more greedy these days. Do you think the impact of a greedy and sacrificial supports are different? And will you and Tiger keep on staying sacrificial, or will adopt the more greedy style?
I think you have a very good read. It was actually like that at the beginning, but I think now we are already evolving and becoming a bit more greedy. And I don't think it's about us being sacrificial. It's maybe because he didn't play at TI, I didn't play at TI, and some people did, and they had just a better feeling of the game. And I think it was just us being out of the flow of the game at the start of the DPC a bit as supports. I didn't think that we caught up to the that we catch up to the course enough. I think now it's much better, and we are working towards that every day. Yeah, I think it was just a misplay that we were super sacrificial. It's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. Yeah.
Next up, Ada has asked, and I'm not quite sure exactly what they're saying here. They've said, "Hi Misha, how's it going?" Well, in fact, let's rework this question a little bit and ask. Can I ask what your like typical schedule looks like?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yep.
Wake up 10. Do all things, shower, etc., etc., and breakfast until 11:30. Then I go to my PC and I play Dota until 11. When we finish talking after we finish screaming. So I basically play 4 pubs before we scream. Then we start screaming. We scream for like 5-6 hours and a bit of talks. Yeah, and we finish at 11. And I have I eat some food and I have 1 hour of free time. Usually I play Dota after that until 2 a.m. and I go to sleep and repeat that every day.
So, do you say in your free time you play Dota?
I mean, my free time
Or,
is 3 hours a day after we finish screaming, and I'm playing Dota because I didn't play enough Dota because we were screaming. I have
Yeah.
to play more Dota. 4 games
You
are
ha-
not
you
enough
have to-
sometimes, you know? You need to play more.
Got to get that random Magnus in somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Next up, there is a shameless OG simp has asked, who's the POS 5 player you're looking at right now and being like, damn, I want to beat him, or damn, I want to be like him. Are there any like position 5 inspirations you're looking at right now?
Miposhka is very good, Fate is very good. Looking mostly at them, don't forget Y from LGD. Mostly I look at those guys, but I think it's also good to be open-minded to look at everyone you are playing against in pubs, in scrims, in officials. So basically, I'm not close to everyone else. I look at everyone, just mainly inspired by their movements. I think they're pretty good at everything.
Next up, Arini is asking, what are the differences now that you're playing for a European team as opposed to the like Russian teams you played for in the past? Are there any like kind of management differences, mental differences? Kind of, can you speak about your experience moving from Eastern Europe to a more generic European team?
I mean, what are the understood? I mean, if you're asking about personalities, about people, I think personalities are pretty much the same. I don't think we have like such a big cultural difference that somebody is foreign to me and I don't understand him or the way he acts. Everyone is super normal. The way I know people, they're super similar to everyone I had in some previous teams. So personality part is absolutely unchanged. But what have changed? I mean, I don't know, like the organization is like the only thing. Like now we have OG, and it's great, but I don't actually think anything is any different in those teams. Like maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's so similar. You don't even like expect how similar it is. I'm amazed. For example, I was playing in some, I was playing in Team Spirit before that, in some Espada, in some different teams, in a lot of stacks, with a lot of people. And I came as a coach to OG, and I'm listening how Seb talks in game, how he thinks after the games, and Topias, and Johan, and all the smart people, and Samuel, and Saxa. And it's almost the same. 12 who I played with, almost with like some exceptions. I mean, most of the things like they're so similar. I didn't even expect like most of the people they see Dota the same, and yeah, they react to things the same, like to losses and wins and pops and everything.
I mean, regardless of like who you are or where you're from, Dota is still Dota. Right?
Yeah. And everyone goes through the same. Everyone had the same loss streak. You had one day ago, and everyone had the same win streak, and the same amount of ruiners.
So the next question is from. I think this might be one of the newer fans. His name is Alan, or sorry, Bonkers. He's asking. In fact, Bonkers, do you wanna ask it yourself? Oh, okay, he said no thanks. What do you think of Warlock? Hopefully, will we see OG play this hero more?
Yeah, I see he asked good afternoon, Misha. I see. What do I think of Warlock? I think Warlock is the second best hero in the game after Jakira. I mean,
wow.
Jakira had Ice Spot that basically can be ravaged with 10 seconds cooldown or 9 seconds, whatever. And Warlock is the same. You have ulti that has 170 seconds cooldown, and it deals 50 magic damage and stuns for 1 second in very big AoE, and it spawns a creep that gives you 150 gold if you kill it, and he can't hit or kill or chase anyone because Golem is a creep. Nobody is dying to it. We are not in 2010 when people forgot how Golem looks like. They'll see it and run away in case nobody noticed. Yeah, and his third spell is Beyond Garbage. First spell is dispelled by everything. Second spell is basically a salve. And like, so what if you are skilling like Shadow Ward instead of like giving salves to your carry, and you basically have no spell and you just hit me? And what if I'm any other good hero like Snapfire and I actually have spells and I'm buying salves, so I'm stronger than Warlock any time of the day. Yeah. And basically, yeah, no spells left. Warlock, yeah, that's the Warlock.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can play literally any other hero and just buy a salve instead of spending all of that mana. So Jinru has asked, should I wait to buy a free time TI hoodie, or can I place a pre-order now? Good luck, boys.
Pretty hoodie. Yeah, you should. You can buy it.
Inokenti has asked, "Hi Misha, what's the most crazy thing you've ever done?"
I mean, most crazy things I've ever done can't be told online, definitely. But from what we can find here, I don't know. One time I played 21 pub in a row. I haven't slept for 2 days. Wanted to fix the schedule.
In a day?
Yeah, I mean in a row. I mean, yeah. I think it was
Jesus.
fun.
Like, did you not stop for food, or was it like you're eating while you're queuing? Or
Of course, my mommy has already cooked me the dinner, so I just bring it in and keep playing. Why would I stop? Nothing can stop. I mean, and of course it was a loose streak, and of course I was tilted. And when you're tilted, you can't stop searching. You know, you can't stop clicking the button. You can't because if you stop playing, you're not playing for plus 30. You just lost. You have to win. I can't. I will die if I will not click. Yeah, horrible time.
yeah, it's like rage queuing, isn't it? It's you know, gotta get that MMR back, and then you go from needing 30 MMR to needing 60 to needing 100 very quickly. So next up, could you explain the thought process behind choosing Radiant or Dire and first or second pick on the current meta? I heard the panel say that OG always pick the unfavorable ones, so Dire and second pick.
First of all, what panel said is not truth, so we will forget about it. Could you explain the thought process between the thought process between choosing the Radiant and Dire is that Radiant are better than Dire, and second pick is better than first pick, I guess, because the way second pick is structured, you have more last picks and last bans, and the way Radiant are structured, you have Roche closer to your triangle, and it's a big high ground, big strong high ground, and you have towers all around. If they come, you buyback, kill them all. They buyback, they don't come. Pretty simple. So basically, yeah, most of the people think like that. But now, from this point, a lot of team have a lot of different views. For example, maybe somebody prefers to stay easy lane as Dire or as Radiant, or they have some special wards, or they have some special plays, or they have some heroes only work with Radiant or Dire, or something, and you can never know why some team picked Radiant or Dire, and there is a chance you will never know, because maybe they picked Radiant to pick Broodmother in the end, and it was not a good Broodmother game, and you don't even know why they picked Radiant in the end, and people try to guess, and the same here from panel. People are trying to guess what we are doing, but yeah, there is no rocket science or anything. I mean, usually you never know why team picked Radiant or Dire, or first pick or second pick. Usually they have a plan, and every day the plan is different. So that's the thought process. It's about the plan. What have you prepared?
Yeah, what works with the draft you want to run.
Yeah, and against enemy you're playing today, and every day is the different enemy. Yeah, so everything can be different from game to game.
Next up, Carlene has asked, "Hi Misha, congrats for making it to the regional finals. Question is, how would you describe each member of the current OG roster, so Tiger, BZM, Amar, Yuragi, and yourself, in one word? So you get one word for each person, so 5 words."
Tiger, water. Yuragi, rock. Amar, fire. BZM, wind. Yeah.
Well, we've got an elemental theme there. What about yourself?
So
How do you fit in?
I think I ran out of elements. Okay, I think.
Are you the avatar? Is that where this is going?
I'm gyrocopter. Yeah.
Or the old man screaming from his little helicopter. Next up, Cyndaquil has asked, they've said, "Hello, Misha. I've been wanting to know more about this amazing new Dota roster, and I'm so happy that you made it to the finals and for everything OG has done. Here's my question for you: how do you encourage your players to kind of give it their best?" Some of this was asked in Dave's question, so I think we can maybe kind of restructure this question a little bit. Could I ask then, what do you have like a pep talk before each series? Is there anything special you do to kind of encourage the players to kind of go into that game and do their best? I mean, aside from their own natural, competitiveness.
I mean, I actually do not know why people still do that. For example, in big sports, I mean, I really do think it is effective. For example, when coach screams, shouts like "Let's go! You will do it! You will destroy them! Wah, roar!" and something like that. But we don't do it right now. Maybe we'll be doing it on a bootcamp. Who knows? Maybe we'll be roaring before every game. But right now, we are trying to usually stuff that calms us when we are like one game out of losing. For example, we had a little speech before Secret Nigma game after Tundra loss, because you're one map away from losing, and maybe you need people to be on the same page for us to be there for each other when time comes. And in every single case, words are different because situation is different. But in that exact situation, we just needed to go through briefly, to go through the game plan, to go through the way we are going to play, the way what is going to happen in the game, the way we are going to draft, the way game is going to develop, why we are going to be better than them, in which moments we are going to outplay them. People relaxed because they heard everything is alright, they know what we are doing, we know why we are better, we know what we are going to do, and it helps in that situation. But in some other situations, you actually need to tell people to be themselves and to do their best and to feel the best. But yeah, we haven't been cornered yet where we had to do that. So we will see how we will manage with it, because storm will come. It always comes. I know.
Awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to the next year's True Sight, where it's a big speech from Captain Misha.
Do something to get to the True Sight. Also, you don't spawn at the True Sight. You have to win some teams and stuff.
Next question is from Farhan. They've said, "Hi Misha, from Indonesia. My question is, who handles the picking stage, kind of when you do have an official? How does the team kind of handle that? Like, is it kind of you'll execute your vision, or is it something you do more collectively?"
First of all, this season, our team was created in this season and in this meta. And in this meta, everybody knows everything. Every player. You don't have to be a drafter to understand how things work. I think in every team, most of the players, they understand and they can draft instead of their drafters right now. But in next patch, it will be different. Usually, drafters play way more heavy role earlier in the patch, in the middle of a patch, when a lot of things are happening, and they have to dissect bad from good, and it's a big job. And if you find bad things and think that they work, you lose a tournament, you lose qualifier, you don't go to major, and things like that. Very big risk, and there you need a very experienced captain, and drafter. Not captain, but drafter. It's not always the same. The person who already made a lot of mistakes and who have already made a lot of wrong reads, oh, this is Imba. oh, it's not. It's shit. Oh, we lost. We are not going to the tournament, And when you've gone through that 20 times, now you are trying to be calm and you are trying to look at things. Yeah. But right now, everyone understands everything. Basically, I'm drafting. But everyone talks about drafts before. We all discuss every ban and pick together with every member, And I mean, sometimes some people are silent, and sometimes it's 3 people discussing, or 2, like some ban or pick, but sometimes it's 5. And even my hero, every time I pick my hero, I ask people, what do you think my hero should be? I see this, what do you think? And stuff. So, and I'm trying to still like hold the bigger picture, so our lineup looks good in the end, and I'm trying to prevent disaster. And sometimes it can happen if you don't look closely, and that's what I'm for. But basically, I'm just drafting first stage as we prepared. It's not actually me drafting; we're drafting what should be drafted, because if they like first pick, I don't know, people answer with Bane and something like that, and you just do it. You can't just not be doing it. You will just lose in 20 minutes. And yeah, but basically I'm just trying to hold the draft together, to stick it together so it works, and listen to people. Usually 99% of the picks you see, it's the player who called his hero. Very rarely somebody says you need to play this and he agrees. Very, very rarely, like 1 out of 20. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, they do say that kind of when a new patch comes in, that's how you get the measure of a team, right? Is how quickly they react to a patch, how quickly you kind of learn what's going to work, what's not going to work, and I think. I think what you said is kind of going to be important in the next how many weeks until patch? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, not long until we get to see drafting back.
Yeah, go.
The heartbreakingly named Sadness has asked, hi Misha, I would like to know your opinion on the cancellation of the major. Did it greatly affect the morale of the team? I also want to wish you good luck in the European DPC games. I will hurt with all my heart, they've said.
It did not affect the morale of the team. The only thing that affects morale of the team is losing. Trust me. No, TI cancellation, major cancellation, Dota cancellation, nothing will affect us ever. No, any bad comments, nothing. But losing is only thing we care, and winning, and those are the only things that actually get to us. And thanks. And you asked about opinion on the cancellation of the major. I mean, I don't have an opinion. I just go with the flow. I think people are doing whatever they can, and I'm just here to play. I don't know. I don't think they're not trying. I think they're trying what they can.
Okay, cool. Well, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's as long as coronavirus is around, there's always going to be issues like that. But it's good that it hasn't affected the team, and it's good that kind of everyone's still in a good place. I mean, and now obviously we do have the regional finals to look forward to. So kind of fingers crossed that everything goes well there. Chan has asked, hey Misha, it's been a good first season with kind of some ups, some downs. I'd like to know what your biggest kind of like takeaway for the team was so far. What do you think you guys will need to kind of improve on moving forwards?
Biggest takeaway means what did I learn from team, or what does
yeah,
it mean?
Yeah,
Understand.
Exactly.
I mean, I definitely I definitely learned a lot through the season as a player, because being coach and a player is a big difference. Even though I've been a player before I was a coach, I never played at the highest level of competition. And here, people punish you for small mistakes, for very, very small mistakes. Like teams like Team Spirit and Tundra and stuff, like they punish you very fast. And they force you to play very fast, very smart Dota, where little misplay can lead to cascade of events where you lose. Basically, you solo lose, and it forces you to learn fast and to be fast, and to always improve every day. That's why I'm playing every day because actually, for real, if you stop for a few days, everyone is ahead of you. They're playing so much, and people are very strong. And every day you relax, they're playing 10 games a day and more. So yeah, learning. I took away a lot, like how to play them up, how to gank, how to lane. I think I improved a bit on everything. Mostly about how to where to be with my hero. I learned a lot and keep on learning.
I mean, it's showing, the performances in the tiebreakers were really good, and yeah, I'm excited for these regional finals to kind of see more. OG Big Gay has asked, hello Misha, how did you find Dota, and what do you think got you so addicted to it?
I was playing Warcraft 3. My mother's sister gave me the disc, and I was playing Warcraft 3, and then I got internet, then I entered Battle.net, and then I found a lot of maps, and I found Dota, and I started playing Dota. And I liked the game, I'm playing to this day. Something like that. Very simple. Oh, sorry. I said why I found Dota, but didn't say why I got addicted to it.
Yeah.
Why I got addicted to it. Why I got addicted to it. I don't know. It's hard to actually say. Yeah.
Maybe think about it then. What is it that you love most about Dota? Like, what's your favorite aspect of it?
Yeah, I think I will answer to that, because I think I would lie if I say that I actually remember what got addicted me to that, because it was a long time ago. I'm playing Dota and Warcraft since I'm 9. and I'm 24. Yeah, and I do not remember what I was thinking when I was 9, and what did I like about Dota. But yeah. But what I like about Dota the most now, I mean, I think I like the most that it's the competition I have, that where I can basically compete the same as other athletes, and show what human body is capable of. I actually care only about our team, our game, and the way we play, and I always want to improve the gameplay. And it's the most satisfying and interesting part about it, the way team plays, the way our players play. And for me, it's like the most interesting. I'm just very inspired by the way it works in sports. I'm very inspired by the stories, by the people there, and the way they try hard, and a lot of other stuff, and the things they overcome. And actually, Dota is a little playground. It's like a mini simulation of all of that. It's almost you are winning an NBA championship, but it's different. It's all not in real life, but in computer. But you still actually get the same feelings from like what I hear from people and stuff. And I actually enjoy this grind. I enjoy going through dark things. I enjoy everything that comes with being in a team, all the good and bad things, and I'm super happy to overcome everything that bashes into us. Yeah, I think that's the most fun part, grinding.
Yeah, I mean, it's just though it's just so satisfying when you get it right, like when you win. There's no there's no greater feeling, like then when your draft just clicks, when your hero comes online, it just I mean,
I think the problem is there is always one problem that never that doesn't let this circle to be stopped. Every time you lose, that if this went different, you would have won. And there is no game that you lost that you feel like you couldn't have won. And it means that you can win every game in your life. And you try to pursue that feeling for your whole life. Because if after every single game you play, you know that if this went different, you would have like won. Like you just can't stop. You just keep chasing the perfection. And I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah, you go to bed thinking about, oh, I wish I'd bought Blink earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
Yep.
Okay, I think we've got 2 questions left, and then we'll call it. So this next question is from Anuj Scott. They've asked, hey Misha, who do you think is the toughest opponent for you guys outside of like Western Europe? You know, kind of, is there a team in the world that you think, wow, they're scary, and I can't wait to play them?
I mean, I think all CIS teams are strong, and I think Boom T1 scary. A lot of Chinese teams, I think they're scary. I'm watching LGD every day, and sometimes they have highs and lows, but most of the time they are playing at the highest level. Sometimes they lose series, but they're very strong. And at LAN they will be 10 times stronger. And I think there are a lot of dangerous opponents out there. And the toughest one, I think, I guess it's first Team Spirit, then LGD. I think something like that.
That makes sense. They're, they're just incredible teams, and honestly, I felt like, this last TI was so wonderful to watch because the quality of Dota was like so high, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was, like from a spectator point of view, it was amazing to watch. I can't imagine what it's like to be in your shoes sometimes, you know, when you think, okay, like it's time to beat these guys. But no, it's fantastic to see, honestly. The final question is from Chuvash, who's asked, who is best coach?
Chuvash is the best coach.
Good. I'm glad we cleared that one up. I think that was the answer Chuvash was hoping for. Awesome. Okay, I think that's all we have time for today. I think this is a good spot to call the session over.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything kind of you want to say, Misha? I know you're in this Discord quite a bit. We have quite a few of the kind of regulars in here, like listening. Is there anything you want to say to the guys?
Nothing special. Didn't prepare anything, but wanted to say hi to everyone with voice, not only with chat stuff. Really happy to be here. Sometimes I don't write because I'm tilted because we lost, and you understand. A lot of things comes with it. And maybe it's not professional to not to write sometimes after you lost, but sometimes you lost and you felt like it was like a good game and you tried and stuff like that. Maybe against Liquid, where we had a very long game and it felt like it's an honest game. We did our best and stuff. But sometimes you lose miserably or something goes wrong and you don't have the best feelings to live. Then I usually ignore chat. But if it's not those moments, if I'm in a good mood and stuff, I try to always come. And if I have some free times, I'll also come. Even without good mood. Sometimes chat gives me the good mood. So yeah, just trying to come when I come.
I mean, that's amazing to hear. And honestly, like, this chat, like it means forward to everyone when you come in, but also like kind of we support you. So if you need to like avoid it, then avoid it. You got to do what's right for you. And
no problem.
Right for you guys.
I have no problem with it. I'm doing it without asking.
Yeah. But yeah, like we've all got your back. It's amazing when you do kind of come by the Discord and chat with the fans, but also like there's no pressure to do that either. It's completely completely on your own schedule. But thank you so much for for kind of all the chatting you've done in the past, but also for coming and doing this Q&A. I hope you had fun. I really did, and
Nice.
looking at everyone in the chat, I think everyone loved it as well. I
Beautiful.
think you've made a few new fans today, Misha.
Need more fans, more.